Next question. I need to learn more about trusts. Are they better than wills? I'm 61 and need to learn. There's no real easy way to go through that, go through all the differences between a will and trust. I've done a few, at least once a year. I think I've done at least two, maybe three seminars where devoted to just going through the differences between a will and a trust. So certainly we're not going to highlight all the differences here, but whether it's not necessarily whether it's better than whether the trust is better than the will. It's more of what fits your circumstances, your family circumstances better, what is going to be best for protecting and providing for your family. So in some instances, a will is perfectly fine. Georgia is actually a very probate friendly state. So compared to your more highly populous states like your Californias, your New Yorks, your Floridas, those states you want to stay away from will if you can, because going through the probate process, remember we said if you have a will, you have to go through probate. And so if in those states the probate process are much longer, that's usually a deterrence from doing a will. In Georgia, you can get through the probate process in 6 to 9 months, all things if all things go well, no objections, no the process is streamlined here. They make it fairly probate friendly, the forms that you have to fill out. And so, depending on your circumstances, adult children, everything, outright distributions, a will may be perfectly fine. In a lot of instances, a trust is a wonderful tool, wonderful organizational tool. And certainly if 6 to 9 months may not be, acceptable for your family. So if you want to avoid that process, then certainly you'd want to use trust over the will. But it isn't a one size fits all. You really do want to look at what's best for you. In your case, in this, the person asking the question says I'm 61. So typically when you're thinking about estate planning, you're really planning for the folks that come after you. So it's really about the beneficiary. So you want to think about what's best for them. 61, your children are probably adults. So, whether you need a trust or will, it's going to just depend on what your circumstances are. But at 61, you are going to want to think about long-term care planning. So that's a part of estate planning or elder law planning that we want to bring into the process and we don't want to forget about. Long-term care plan is very important. Of course, the trust and the will deals with disposing of your estate after you pass away. Long-term care planning thinks about how you will pay for care in the event you're ill or have a prolonged illness prior to passing away, which could have a significant effect on your estate and what you're able to transfer, after you pass. So that's what I would be thinking about if I were talking and advising someone who is 61. These are the things we would, be addressing.